how much amount of time you want to do is on whether or not you're going to say, okay, I want these resources and stuff like that.
Right.
That way it will be anywhere between 6 months to 2 years, so you have at least a basis.
How old is Braith?
About like 54.
So if we time skip too much, if we time skip too much, we have to figure out if D&D actually has aging rules.
I believe DMG has actually aging rules. I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
I think it does.
If
we're really going to go down that route.
Oh man,
Yeah.
the old and retired Braith just sitting back somewhere. Rob pulls in a new character.
I think I might also have to look at that. 1 second.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not that I'm young, but kobolds as a race don't
live long.
I think though that's skewed because you typically die young.
No, I'm good. I'm good. They can live up to 120 years, but rarely do.
Yeah.
Right, because you die young.
When it comes to adventurers coming in.
That.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, you yourselves, and this is a hint also that you, again, any NPCs that come in could be either for roles within your administration as you build it up, people who play Pathfinder, a similar system, or they can be NPCs that are followers that is like, yeah, I need to do like a cycle, stuff like that. We're not, take care of this, do that, like spying or guarding, caravans or just training your guard and stuff like that. And there's also roles that your characters could take. You don't have to take any roles.
Do we also need to get 10-foot poles?
Only if you want to.
Yeah. How else are you going to keep the plague victims away?
Yeah.
That's not what I was thinking of when we said followers. I'm just
okay. I'm sorry. I already
yeah.
came with the 10-foot pole, but you can...
It's okay. We can get a ladder and split it in half.
So I don't want to impose anything. I mean, I know you guys accept it, but if you feel that this is too different from what happened before or something like that, there's more areas to explore, right? I do have other maps. But if you feel like, that doesn't seem like what we're doing, maybe we can go back to the daily grind and find another dungeon, stuff like that. I'm perfectly willing to do that as well. And there will be more adventuring, of course. But I wanted to signal that change, and I wanted to introduce it in the fiction first, so you guys got a feel for what is expected of you, etc. Before I didn't want to just we're changing everything. Screw this. We're done with this. We're gonna do something else.
I could speak for myself. I am good either way with what we do. I don't mind building up a keep or a garrison. I don't even know what we're going to be building up. I assume it'll be some sort of military aspect to it, though, because it is a borderland area where the orcs are. If you'd rather not do that, that's fine too. But I'm good either way.
I think it's the next step for progression, especially with the way that everything went. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I always love seeing new mechanics. I think I've seen the Stronghold Builder's Guide before, and it's very interesting. Also, very, very, very finely detailed, if I remember.
Yeah.
It's like, what if you want to build your walls out of crystalline glass? Like, well, we got the stats for you. I have no idea how the economy of it is going to work, but it ought to be interesting to see in motion.
Yeah, there's some calculation
I'm always all
there.
for politics.
There's always calculations, and if those calculations don't work, we can always fall up to the flat prices that the DMG has. So that's always like, well, this multiplying this and dividing that is okay. That's too complicated. I'm a mathematical moron, so let's go with the flat price.
Yeah,
it doesn't work, right? There's always a backup.
As long as we can make it fun and just have fun doing it, I think it's all going to be good.
And you already you also met other people that could have other offers in the future, right? I'm trying to make it not everything be about hard, cold cash, but rather be options that you have to customize your experience, if you will, right?
Yeah.
So, So I think right now you have about 7,000 gold pledged. So that will start the process. It takes quite a while for it. And
I guess that was going to be my question. We just accept all offers and get everything. There's no economy to it, and we're like, we don't want this guy, so we gotta pick like 2 of them or something.
I mean, if you don't feel like you want to work with somebody, you're not obligated to do so. These are the opening offers. Other people might show up, or situations that might change. Like it's like you would Braith was doing inside on people. It may turn out that lady that that costed you because she claims that you killed her brother might not be as friendly as she looks, right? Or she might be very friendly, right? It depends on how you do that, right? If you're doing diplomacy and you piss off the dwarves, they go like, "Well, you're not worth it. F you. We're walking," right?
Right.
And you end up
are
with
they going to stab us in the back? Well, it depends on which way you're facing.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So the goal then is to acquire as many as possible. Got it.
Yes. And also consider people you already know in town, like name NPCs. That's why I've been keeping a tally of them. You might be able to recruit them.
Interactive with a lot, yeah.
Yeah, you might be able to recruit them. Not all of them. Right now, I would say that the Shire Reef is not recruitable. He's an ally.
I was going to say.
Yeah, he's out of position already.
Yeah.
I actually have a question about recruiting somebody then.
Can we recruit Jim Davenport?
Because there's something that I wanted to do, but a time hadn't came up with it yet. I was going to do it at the end of the party.
Okay.
I was going to mention I'm going to pull this guy's sheet up again because closing it has not worked for me. I was correct. To the Castilian. I was going to mention and give praise to the individual who had that small stable, who housed Hugh.
Oh,
not Hugh.
You are,
but
Hugh.
Webford.
Webford, yeah. Not you, but the other you. Yeah. Okay.
So with that action, would it be possible? Would it be possible to have them as an ally as a stable master?
Oh, the lady would go with you, yeah.
Because that would be a big upgrade in her.
Yeah.
In her status.
Yeah.
And Hugh, without a question, would bring it up. Say she was very humble. She graciously accepted after I made sure to cover the costs, and she's so far fulfilled her end of the bargain. So.
Yeah, I mean that also helps in the thing that you also recruit like farmers and other helpers as well. Having a stable master would be great.
Right? So yeah, if possible, I think Hugh would push to have her given that rank and the prestige that she doesn't currently have, as a thank you for taking the risk of housing a giant wolf spider.
Yeah, I'll have to look at a picture of a old crudgety woman who fits the bill. But yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Or you find a picture yourself, and you can even name them. If you're recruiting people that I mentioned, or you have some idea that I haven't named, you can come up with the names, and a picture, and just give it to me, and I'll say like, yeah, this is somebody you're recruiting, and even the backstory if you want to. You don't have to, by the way. I'm just throwing ideas out there. It's like, oh god, now I have to write like a 5-page backstory with this random NPC.
I'm not worried about the backstory aspect. Yeah. If I've got it written down, I probably won't find the picture, but I can do the other stuff.
Okay, I can find a picture. That's what certain places on the internet are for. Yeah, and
I got you covered already.
Done.
Now, okay, so does everybody is on board in this, or anybody has any questions?
I'm on board, and I got my questions out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with playing politics.
I would also suggest, you mentioned like this tournament stuff for raising money and whatnot. Like I'm thinking in character, assuming I heard about it, perhaps we could play the politics right back a little bit and start building our status by participating in some of those games.
I agree.
But I leave that up to Master Kix, obviously.
Well, betting thousands of gold may not be a terrible decision for us, depending on if you think we're going to win Braith.
I was thinking more so we participate and fight, Master Kix. Think about the glory that you would receive from it.
Oh, that too. Yes, let's do that.
Can't you fight and bet?
Yes.
We could. The betting might be a terrible idea if it goes poorly.
Because, like, I like the idea of going in by myself. Because as much of a shock as it was to see the people here watch me dance, I think it'd be even funnier to see a kobold go through the singles ranks for this tournament.
Ooh.
Well, the way the big tournament is, it's a mixture of things, right? It's usually a team of people. So it could be the entire party or portions of the party, depending how much people are. So, and you have different things. You have your single combat, right? And then you have your beast combats, and then you have your team combats, and then you have usually the final fight with a champion or a team or a champion team, depending how it shakes up, right? They do sometimes change things up so that they're not very predictable. The final, each steer that you win has a gold prize. Like you started with like 100 gold, something like that for the first combat, and then all the way to a grand prize of 2,000, right? So it's not total 2,000. You actually earn more than 2,000. And the betting on the sides can really complement that. With some, you usually earn about a percentage. Like, hey, a high bet would be 25 gold, and it's a 3-1 against you or for you or something like that.
Right, maybe dropping 1,000 is not gonna fly.
No, because they have to cover the bets, right?
Exactly.
And the house always wins by the sheer amount of people that bet, not because they're collecting the bets. Right? If somebody could just bet 1,000, and there's a rush of people like betting hundreds, and collectively,
right, if we tip it too far one direction, then it becomes a complete farce.
Well, no, you have to find the. There's got to be an upper echelon of betting, like the nobility and whatnot.
Private betting,
yeah. You have to find the hot seats,
Yeah. So the entry might be as low as 5 golds. So what? Okay, so the rules are they're odd makers, and they say, oh, this fight is, depending on what they think, might be 3-1, and they say entry level is 5. Better cheap could be 15 to 20, and maybe you have somebody who in nobles can spend something like 50 or 100 gold, right? And depending what you bet, you get back, if you win, etc. So you may, if you're willing to spend 100, you might get 300, but of course you lose 100, right? A lot of people are going to lose money. Eventually, even if they have to pay the higher bets, because of the high ratios, most of the time, most people will lose, right? They'll basically bet against who who is going to win, and so the house always wins. Right?
Yeah, you could also play the crowd to, shift the odds.
Yeah, of course.
So my brain's not working.
Of course,
the thought was there, the mouth wasn't going with it.
Actually, that kind of might backfire, because if the crowd is betting, then the odds go lower for you. So if you bet for you, right, and it's 3-1 for you to win, but people think you're good, they're going to go, well, it's now 2-1 or even.
Well, yeah, anything can backfire.
Bet if they know they're going to lose?
Anything can backfire. I mean, you could be betting that, that's a sure thing, I could win, and then you lose too. It is a fight at the end of the day. Yeah. The other guy might not throw it.
Just to go to another subject though, how much is the castle going to cost? Like, we do have like the money right here. We have some offers to help build and stuff. What is that looking like in general?
Okay,
like if you just said refurbish exactly what's there and nothing else or something.
Well, refurbishing gives you a bonus, so it's equivalent to having money. But if you want to go a full castle by the DMG rules, I believe it's 50,000.
Right. So we're definitely not looking at full castle there.
Yeah, at least not at the beginning.
So what's the fort as is looking like then? If you run the numbers at all.
Probably, if you're just going for a keep, which is smaller, it would be something like close to 20. I think it's anywhere between 15 to 25,000. But remember also that you don't have to spend all the money at once. You have to be able to pay at the end of construction, right? The idea is that you start spending money, and eventually, when I say, okay, it took X amount of months or X amount of years to build, then you have your keep.
Right.
That way you don't have to have like, oh, let me cart in the 5 carts of gold that I have to bring this caravan of gold bricks to pay for this, because it's
how many chests of booty do we have here? Yeah.
I mean, it would be impressive though.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it can be viewed as an ongoing process. It's like streets in your favorite hometown; they're always under construction.
Yeah. So let me. This is just the straight up, I think, DMG Stronghold.
Oh, I think a kill drop with that one.
Stronghold prices.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just.
I know. I'm just teasing you. It's okay.
I'm just really out of it now.
Since we're going in this direction, do we know what length of time skip we want to do?
75 years.
I'll be dead.
You'll be dead! Sorry, you can't say you'll be dead without pulling out the Star Wars reference.
I know.
That's right. You can't say a reference without pulling out that same reference. What part of the Strongholds and whatever book are you using?
All of it, except
Well,
for the
I just mean
tie-in
because
adventure.
it starts with the Stronghold construction rules, which is why I was wondering, because you're going to the DMG, which has different rules.
No, I'm looking at the DMG because it has fixed. That's the upper echelon, right? I'm using the DMG as like the base of cost. Like, okay, if the construction rules are too complex for whatever reason, Stronghold followers, I have this base.
Well, like you said, the
cost.
DMG says what, like 40K to build a keep. I don't know. I think that's what you said.
Yeah, like
whereas the Strongholds book is 10K to build a keep. So I don't know where we're going.
If you're just gonna build a keep, I think I'll go for the 10K. And then the keep is the inner dungeon, and then you build up from there. So.
Well, yeah, because also the Strongholds book has levels to it, whereas the DMG doesn't.
Yeah, does not. Yeah, it's just.
Well,
fixed.
I think also looking at like what we have, it would probably be combination of keep and then also temple because of underneath.
Yeah, you can make multiple strongholds.
I'm just saying, like even before we add anything, it would probably be both keep for the up top and then temple for underneath.
Yeah.
One taking into account the what it's at.
By add anything, you mean repair it?
Yeah, 100%.
How many workers die when I go down there and the spiders get them? Oh, then you got to pay for those workers' funerals. You got to pay those workers' families. It's a whole thing.
That's actually part of my plan.
To kill workers?
I have something that to use those spiders, because Hugh has something that he wants to do if we're doing like a year downtime or more.
We build our spider den in the dungeon.
You got to think though, with a year of downtime, this temple it's going to be legendary and hidden. Some sort of legendary hidden temple. Come on, guys, you got to crack a smile. At least one of these jokes.
I'm sorry, I'm barely
Maybe
paying
we'll
attention.
even just get a secret tunnel through a mountain.
See, at least you get a sticker.
I think that like a time that makes sense would be 2 years. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, it would cover a lot of construction, a lot of going around and talking with people, building relationships and things like that. And making sure we have everything set up for a next phase.
And if we do that, if you want to put penalties on me because I'm getting old, let me know. I don't mind that whatsoever.
I gotta clip that part.
Why?
It's just great. I don't know. I enjoy
Flip it and ship it.
Okay, so I do have the page open for Strongholds and Followers. You can build more than one stronghold as well. Like they are basically keep, tower, temple, establishment, and if you build a castle, the castle is defined as a combination of more than one. Like the keep would be just keep is martial, tower is arcane, temple is divine, and establishment is like a store or a small town or something like that.
Establishment's the man.
Yeah,
establishment. Fight the establishment.
And it says castle combines two or more of the above in large complex owned and run by multiple characters. So in other words, even if you only have one baron in this case, you could have players be, like if we have two clerics, or at least one druid and one cleric, and they want to have their own stronghold, they could have their own stronghold, right? And so it would be allied to and part of the larger castle construction, right? Whether it's underneath the castle itself, or whether it's a groove, a druid groove, or something like that, that could be also be part of the situation.
Okay.
So there's options, and that's why I like these rules, because they have keep cost to build 10,000 GP, build days 150, but that's per level. The more the higher the level,
there's also a cost to upgrade. So the first level is 10,000, then to upgrade it to second level will be another 5,000.
Yeah. So to upgrade it totally would be 15, 30, yeah, it would be 50,000 would be total. A keep fully upgraded would be 60,000 gold.
Wouldn't it be 70?
20.
10 base, then 5 from 1 to 2, 2 to 3 is 10, 3 to 4 is 15, 4 to 5 is 20, 20 plus 10 is 30, 15 plus 5, never mind.
Yeah, 70.
20.
70.
Yeah. No, I think you were right.
I think that cost makes more sense compared to the DMG, and it has the levels and it actually has what it means too.
And also gives you bonuses. Like that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just to make sure I'm looking at the same book. This is the original 3.5 Stronghold Builder's Guide by Matt Forbrick and David Noonan.
You had the first name right,
No.
Matt Harvath.
Yeah, this is Strongholds and Followers. This is for 5th edition. This is
Okay.
Matt Colville's.
It was the one done by that guy Colville.
Yeah, MC. Yeah.
Colville. That's
I've
right.
seen some of his videos before. He's pretty good.
Okay. So it's a new one, not the very old one. Got it.
And he even gives you examples of keep, like embracing forces. You can do spell research on a tower. A priest can get stuff like concordance, which means they can petition their deities more efficiently, and also includes druid grooves.
A chord might respond to you once, ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also gives you like they have different examples, like a barbarian's camp, a bard's theater, cleric's church, a druid's groove, a fighter's fortress, a monastery, a chapel for paladins, a ranger's lodge, a rogue's tavern, a sorcerer's sanctum, a warlock's fane, and the wizard's library. So I think it would cover most of what you guys have, and even has rules for followers and retainers and the like. Already, so as both as units and as individuals.
Oh, you get your teeth fixed.
Yeah. So I think everybody could have something to do, and even if you don't want to do that, you can just like, oh yeah, your job is to, I don't know, gather intelligence. You got to be an ambassador. Your job is, so you don't even have to be like a stronghold leader. That's not obligatory, right? Using the one, right? The rules do accept that. Well, everybody can, because they're a party, decide, hey, we want to do this together. Ultimately, the final word should fall to the representative of that particular stronghold, right?
The Baron.
So, the Baron.
Oh, yay! What color dragon are you again?
Red.
So you got the Red Baron.
Would you rather he be the Blue Max?
Well, I mean, he could be the Blue
No.
Meanie.
Yeah, I got that right.
I was gonna go for that one next.
I mean, if you know the Red Baron, you know the Blue Max.
It's okay. Red will make us go faster.
Only if we believe.
And you have a checkered flag.
Of course. All right. So we do have that book to look at and a lot to go through. What do we want to do right now, then?
Pull out
I
the
guess
assassination
the
of
arena part
Archduke
of it?
Ferdinand.
Yeah.
We could do the 2-year time jump to see what sort of people are doing in the process of.
Oh, I died of a heart
right.
attack
I
in the
think part
last
of
2
it is-
years.
Yeah.
I drank too much
I
and ate
have
too
to go
heartily.
now.
Well, before that, you have to decide what kinds of things you want to do to raise money. If you're going to try to contact other people,
Cook brownies.
you want to, want to hire some people. So that when you make the 2-year time jump, I say, okay, this person has done this, and this person's there, and and also you still short of money. I mean, you have you have most about 7,000. You will be short about 3,000.
Yeah, 7,000, 2,000 extra if we win, and then whatever the keep gives us back because there's some of it that's still there.
Not even that. If you go further down in the section that's repairing a ruin, it's actually half the cost in time. So we do have enough to do initial repairs.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, perfect.
And I would also tally a discount because you have the dwarves wording.
Because I know even for getting some more troops, what Hugh planned on doing was, because we had those spiders in the basement, he wanted to go around and find people who would not be the typical soldiers, but who want to do good over that course of the 2 years. And he would want to create his own sort of like spider rider force as part of the troops.
Spider die.
You would have to recruit relatively small creatures as halflings,
100%.
gnomes, kobolds.
So
Those
his
who are
first
not
his
not totally afraid of riding spiders, right?
step one would be kobold. He would check in there. Then he would completely work gnome, halfling, but he would try and find people who were like needed a break.
Yeah.
Are you tired of your normal everyday life? Are you not afraid of spiders of the giant variety?
Have you
Have I?
considered seeing death 5 feet in front of you?
Do you
Well,
consider
we have the job for you.
do you consider soldiering to be a break?
Hello, I'm Hugh. I don't have a last name. Come ride a giant spider.
Today.
For everybody who attempts it, you get 1 spider feed for free. Just make sure it's not your hand.
Look, for everyone who took an arrow to the knee, I got a mount for you.
In all seriousness, why not just ask the kobolds to join you on that? You could literally have like a shock troop kobold spider cavalry
Come on, he doesn't speak for all kobolds.
That would be his first step, to go to the kobolds and being like, hey, we got land. I got spiders. Who wants to come? And then he would actually have proper discussions.
But I could
An
literally
elite
see
kobold spider force. I'm seeing it now.
I just want to say
could literally see
pointedly,
Kix offering them the spider knights.
pointedly, these were the kobolds that lived around a tree that was filled with spiders that they didn't want to go into because of the spiders.
100%.
Master Hugh, how did you train Wedford?
Well, you see, I got lost in some guy's house. And it was really big. So I took a vase. Or a vase. Or a vase, whatever he called it.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran away with it. And then one day, it turned into a spider. And it was hungry. So I gave it food. And then I gave it scritches. And I loved it. And it turned into Webford.
Scritches, another good name for a spider.
So the spider was magical.
I don't know. I think the egg was inside of the vase.
Let's see.
Huh.
Yeah, down to our right.
That guy wasn't very nice though.
You shouldn't have been in my house.
Also, if you do have, well, I guess most of the previous characters have died, so they don't.
Yup.
But also,
I'm not even the original.
but if there are NPCs that have been around, I think you can also be recruited as well.
I mean, Halbert's still out there somewhere, and we got Gar, but Gar
I
doesn't
was
like
going
us.
to bring up that actually, if it was so able, that this is more the scenario that I would love to play Gar for, instead of having him as an NPC. And that having
swap right back.
Yeah, that Zigzag would make a good NPC, because crafting doesn't require you do anything as a player.
He also seems to be like, oh, we have to go fight stuff. I just want to build things.
Well, yeah, you figure he wants to build a 14 or a 15-week downtime item, and it's like, well, this is taking time.
I mean, yeah, I would allow that, but my biggest concern is sort of swapping back and forth. You know, if you make a commitment to play Gar, that's cool.
That's fine. I mean, if you want to put your foot down, it's like, this is the last time. That's fine. I can. Gar lives for the long-term plans. That's all he's about, and it just so happened I switched out right before the time his long-term plans would have come around. It's like, oh no, I'm instantly regretting my choices.
We may also get some investment from the Church of Alona, because of the fact that in that downtime he would work towards that title,
You
and it
know,
would be known of his connection to the Baron.
if in the next 2 years I'm getting back into the Gar mindset, why don't you marry the sister and then work your magic to then have the political clout and connection, or religious clout connection, to get donations from the church that way?
We're probably gonna have to meet the sister first. I think.
Yeah.
Which is gonna be
I
hilarious.
said
I'm sure.
2 years. I'm working in the 2-year realm.
I think the problem with that is there would be no heirs.
You can adopt.
Usually, when it comes to noble families, they prefer that it's a natural heir.
There are so many halflings. Halflings breed like crazy. That's not going to be a problem. Also, not going to be a concern. Remember, this one is so far down the line.
I mean, if we're gonna think about that, do we know any female dragonborn for kicks?
We don't.
I don't think so.
I think Kix and Gar were unique in that they're the only turtle and the only dragonborn.
Yeah, what did we say earlier? Lessons? I think it was just my immediate family
That you
came down
know
here.
of, because
I know of,
that literally they were, what you know of is dragons tend to at times want elite warriors, and they take and from their own eggs and they create dragonborn so that they can serve them. Your family decided to say, "Fuck you." Well,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. So
Yeah.
there's not exactly like a large tribe of us lying around somewhere. There's like me, immediate father, immediate mother. Me.
Yeah, you could put the word out, and
I
in
was
2
gonna-
years somebody could show up.
Yeah, just go courting.
I want you RP the scene where you have to, hey, I need you to find me a mate.
Braith, I need a wingman. Can you ask Hugh if he's available?
What?
I need you to send messengers across the lands. Any eligible dragonborn females, preferably red.
Are
This
you
is-
scaly? Are you looking for? Come over here.
But
I like to point out that we are now over 50% reptilian with the return of Gar.
the problem is you're going to get lizard folk.
I have a
showing
dumb
up.
question. I have a dumb question. I know I'm gonna regret this, but can dragonborn procreate with other races or no?
No.
Well, if they were like
Humans
dragons,
apparently
they
are
could.
the only one with fancy genetics.
I say, well, I don't know, because dragons in the literature fucking breed with anything, even a shambling mound. Dragonborn have created offspring with. I mean, dragons have. I don't know about
It's
dragonborn.
dragons and humans.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be the
Don't
parent
worry,
dragon.
Kix. Somewhere, sometime, there will be hot singles in your area.
But yeah, no. If you ever want to know about how freaky dragons are to get down with anything, look up the Draconomicon.
Oh,
It is
God.
Oh gosh,
It's a D&D book. It exists, and it also tells you how kobolds could evolve.
Yeah.
Gosh,
get
I've not been
wings.
back to that book in like a decade.
Yeah.
That was
Also,
a 3.5 book, I think. Yeah.
also how humans can become kobolds.
That's weird.
You do a sacrifice, and you become an egg, and then in the egg you get reborn into a kobold. It's a weird I don't remember the
Why?
whole
Some
process.
creative liberties, apparently.
I mean, you're saying
It was 3
you
point- it
are
was-
saying why. Remember, people chose also to play as kobolds, so maybe they were human, and they said, "Hey, kobold is better."
Oh yeah, you gotta confuse. You gotta convince like your old 3.5 dungeon master, and they were like, "Nah, oh, you're only playing the normal races. But what if he was a human, but he became a kobold?" It's like, well, now I have to look at the source
Well,
book.
yeah, I mean, because
See,
that's also where you have race
3.0 was
equivalents.
like, yeah, it was like, oh, I want to make a half human, half elf, half dragon, half undead, half fae, half
That's a lot of
Half-shadow
demon.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of halves.
I can't remember what it was
Very
called.
Yeah,
the,
that's
the whole level equivalency thing.
That's an adventuring party. That's-
Like you could play a
And they were-
centaur
that's-
as a class, but you
Yeah.
had to start at like level 5 or find a way to pick up negative levels.
Yeah, that stuff was weird.
Yep.
All I know is if I ever do host like a D&D or Pathfinder game, I'm just restricting it to basic stuff because I can't deal with that shit. I don't want any like weird half-shambling mound dragonborns or something like that. That's just odd to me.
Well, I mean, it's also the ultimate because it was a blue dragon that had sex with a shambling mound, and the shambling mound is healed by electricity, so it heals itself. Its offspring.
Airing this Monday, 2.5 Elves, Episode 1.
Well, wouldn't that be 2.5 elf?
CBS.
Yep. 2.5 elf. Yep. The number 2 and a singular half elf. That's the entire show.
Is it 2 humans?
No, it's the number 2. It's just a large number 2.
Oh, it's
So it's Sesame Street.
no, it's one of
Yes.
those creatures from that lawful plane.
Mordrum.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mordrum.
God.
Mon? God.
Although I don't know how you'd make only a two-sided
voiced by Dan-
Mordrum.
It'll be
Is
flat.
he voiced
It's two-
by Dan Russell and
Yeah, we're two-dimensional.
No, he's voiced by T.J. Miller.
Oh. I like
So, yeah.
the Mordrums. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
how else could I get my
So-
D20 in an actual game?
So I
Wow.
guess we have to decide on things to do.
Yeah.
We
I mean, the tournament this year will be in a couple of months, so that will be before you do the time
Before
skip,
Braith
so-
dies of natural
And
causes.
if you have, and you can decide to make other things. If we're gonna make the introduction of other characters, we can try to start doing that now, and so reshuffle the board. Because it so happens that a certain Gar is in fact in Greyhawk.
I feel like I have to redo the overlay now
oh no.
to reflect everybody's status, like the Baron, and I guess everyone else is gonna have some sort of title.
Well, I'm pretty sure I would probably be able to get my title before we did the arena fights.
Arrow of Alona.
You could get
is that
your
it?
title. You can get your title by going to the arena fight.
Well, if that's the task that, if that's what it, so what the task to get it is
Okay.
to be determined by the head priest or priestess of Alona.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you go, it's like as a wrestle title, you go to fight, it's like, and presenting you the Arrow of Alona, and you win title, you win, you win combat, then you will be known to the public by the epithet of the Arrow of Alona, right? So that's how you win a title, right? Not all titles are literal legal titles. In that case, because it will be more of an epithet in the classical, not the modern sense, not a curse, hopefully. You would earn it because people are like, yeah, remember, you're also a folk hero. So if you can you're convincing enough people that you are the Arrow of Alona, they will come to believe you're the Arrow of Alona.
So in that case, what Hugh does is he goes to the appropriate people with that plan.
Yeah.
And he says, is that okay? Are you?
I mean, the temple alone here it's small, but they would want to sponsor somebody. I think that sponsoring somebody would be a good idea.
Right?
Right?
So in that process, he will say hello, give his whole story, what happened, introduce them to Webford, outside of the walls, of course, if they want to. And that is the channel that he would take.
Actually, the Shrine of Alona will be outside the walls of the city because it will be among the farmers outside.
Perfect.
So so you can do that. In fact, let's do that right now.
All right.
Let's see who is the Priest of Alona in this. He's male. Let's give him a name, and we're gonna go random.
Oh, I love randoms. Please be something funny like Turnbuckle.
Let's see what his name is. His name is Qatar Balzana. And he is, in fact, an elf. an elderly elf. You can write that down. I'll get a picture of him later on. Of an old elf. He's like, yes, who is it?
My
And he
name
has
is
he has a small shrine. It's somewhat actually smaller than the one you find now. That was a proper temple, small temple, but a proper chapel. Here's a small shrine. It's almost like a home/shrine where people go and pray to some small statues and wood carvings that he has outside in a sort of small group. It's very pretty. There's a tree with a little pond, stone pond. Apparently someone dug in a long time ago. Very beautiful, but not to be small. And he's sitting at the pond in a sort of a large stone side seat. And he sort of seems to be meditating or just looking out. And it's like, and you approach him?
I do.
Yes, who is it?
My name is Hugh. I wish to speak to you about sponsorship for the upcoming tournament.
Come here. My eyes are not what they used to be. Come, sit.
I
Come
will
here,
go
come here.
sit right beside him.
Yeah, and he puts his hand in you. And he does a thing where, like, owners do to dogs when they want to shut them up. Like they grab your snout, like, you have no fur, scales.
Yep.
And tucks at one of your ears, like, little people, folk.
Specifically a kobold.
Oh, you're a kobold, I see. Ah, well, actually, I don't see, for I am blind. It's part of being old, I suppose. Yes. And what does a little kobold want with me?
Well, I am a follower of Alona, and I'm gonna be I'm gonna be a big deal, but I want to do it the right way.
Oh, a little kobold with a big heart. I like it already. Go on. Yes.
There's a tournament, and me and my adventuring friends are gonna enter.
Oh yes.
And we're gonna win. And I'm gonna with your permissions, because I've already gotten it from the priestess in Narwhal. I wish to claim the title of the Arrow of Alona, because I'm not a knowledge person or a people person. I'm good with people, but people don't like me. But I am a shooting person. And
with an arrow.
Yeah, I shoot arrows, and I have a pet spider. That's what I do.
We have a pet spider. That's interesting.
He's really big.
It must be. Huh?
His name's Webford.
Oh, that's a cute name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get him here if you want to meet him as part of the process.
Oh,
but I wanted to get your permission first.
No, don't bother. The wee little Webford. We don't, he's probably playing somewhere, eating some rats or something.
Oh, rats aren't big enough for him to, or rats are too small for him to get any satiation from.
Doesn't he eat giant rats? Those are bigger.
Sometimes, yeah. He
Rabbits.
prefers like large.
Bears.
He prefers like large cats in the woods.
Oh, I actually like cats.
Oh, not regular cats, just ones that he likes things that move a bit more.
Oh, I understand. Makes sense. Yes. Oh, sure. If you, I could. I'll have to get some of my. Where's that boy? Boy. You see, like a young man, actually no more than 70 years old. He has cloak and garments. He sort of has to pick them up because he doesn't want to get the bottom dirty. He's wearing sandals. Like, yes, master. He's a human. Like, yes. And when he points at you, you hear a beep, beep. And he starts getting hiccups, like nervous, like he's seeing a kobold. But comes like, what's wrong with you, boy? Don't be so rude. Fetch the ink and paper. Now, come on. Like, he starts running back and he gets the ink and paper and puts in one of them. Yes. By decree of the Lady of the Forest, I, chief priest of this area, do solemnly swear that I shall support the endeavors of Hugh, the Arrow of Alona, and his championship run to defeat all comers in the upcoming tourney in the city. Wrote that down. Yes, master. good. Anything else? Does that be appropriate?
I think that is absolutely appropriate, and I will do my best to live up to the proper title.
Don't die and I'll be fine. Do your best.
Absolutely. Dying doesn't sound fun.
No. Also, I don't know how to bring back people from the dead. So, you die.
I haven't worked that out either. My big things is I can make food that's really little in berries, and I can purify stuff and speak with animals. And
Those are good tricks. Yeah, Lona guides you well. Yeah, she does. She does. You write that down, right? Not the berries that you know. I know, so I did. Fine. All right then. Yeah, that's a paper. I don't see. I can't grab it. Actually, no. Give it to him properly, and don't drop it in the pond. He sort of rolls it up and sort of nervously hands it to you, like he's dealing with what he in his mind is a monster. Like, did he give it to you? Do you have it?
I do.
All
I
right.
do.
Run along, boy. Run along. Yes, master.
And I will stay and talk to just sort of get more and understand.
Yeah,
if possible,
he rambles. Basically, he goes from one subject to the next, and supposedly adventures that he had when he was very young. I mean, but the stuff he describes stuff like the hateful wars and fighting against the great kingdoms and the liberation of, and then do you know that he actually almost bedded the Queen of Selene, but that was a bit embarrassing because they're wearing the wrong mask. But stuff like that. I mean, he's all over the place. The moment he's boastful, other places being shy. It's almost like he has a lifetime of experience, right? But he's going in and out these these stages in his life that almost feel like different people, completely different people, right?
And then before I leave, I will druidcraft, make a flower, place it on the shrine. And if the child will shake my hand as a thank you,
he will reluctantly.
I will cast guidance when he does. And be like, may Alona be with you.
And with you, sir. But he doesn't actually look at your eyes because he's too nervous, right? He's a kid, right? So
yeah.
About your size mostly, yeah. So
go back, super excited.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Half storming the castle. I mean, are they storming the castle? Oh no, sir. Oh, fine, whatever.
I knew that was good.
Yeah. And you basically he just ordered him to write a paper saying that now you're officially the Arrow of Alona. How much of I guess you can use it as a presentation letter, right?
Yep.
So there you go.
What it will be is when we go to be like, hey, we're a team. I'll be like, oh, and I have this.
As you're coming back, it's getting somewhat darker. This old man was talking to you very, very, very long time. And you managed to get into the city just moments before they close the gates, because they close at night. At least most of the gates. Some of the gates remain open 24/7, but they want to restrict traffic, especially at night.
Yep.
As you're walking by, you hear now that's what the audience hear. What you hear is a.
I'll turn.
And we see the camera, and you see like a little finger, scaly finger coming.
I'll go.
You go, and it's a side alley near the entrance. It's like, and someone grabs you, and you notice another kobold grabs you by the shoulder, and he says, "What are you doing here? Why are you not working?"
Because I don't work here.
What do you mean you don't work here? Get back to the sewers. Come on.
No.
He starts pulling you at you.
I'm just like, sir, I'm not from here. I'm here with the most recent Baron.
What?
I am one of his companions.
Fuck.
I know.
Are you one of those strange kobolds that like, hey, give you the call. Come on. And he guys pulling
Sir,
at you.
if you keep pulling me, I'm going to turn into a cat and run away.
And he stops and is like, oh, I'd like to see that.
Cool, I turn into a cat and run away.
Damn wizards. They like to turn to things. I'll tell the boss. Maybe we'll have one of ours missing. And so the scap, and you, when you were sort of your shock at first, but you get that strange smell of somebody who actually works with, in the sewers and the fetid water, right? But it's a kobold.
Yep.
So apparently he thought that you were part of his crew and decided to get you back to work.
100%.
Yeah.
I gave him the time to listen. I told him what would happen. He's like, okay, do it. And I did it.
So you scamper off as a cat and find your way to the city. What's everybody else doing now that the party's over and the next day, right? Are you going to try to talk to somebody else? Do you know anybody in the city that you want to contact?
Early in the morning, I'm waking up Barakat. And it's like, let's say 7, 8 in the morning. And I say, training begins now. Please follow me, sir.
Oh,
no. What have I gotten myself into?
Waking up at reasonable times, no.
That's impossible. God, I
Uber,
can't imagine waking up before 10 a.m. That's ridiculous.
I'm actually 2 hours late. Anyway, you still have the rapier?
Yeah, I do.
In the room. All right, let me actually out of character question. Is there anywhere that would be considered like a training grounds that I would know about?
Well, the guards have barracks.
Well, I bring Barakat to the barracks then. With military rank, I think I can get a little pull in there at least.
Yeah.
Bring him into the training room.
Tap that.
I bring him into the training room. You probably see other guards doing their daily calisthenics and whatnot. And I'm not dressed in my armor. I'm dressed in what is, I guess, workout clothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Barakat's in right now.
Probably just the standard clothes.
You do know, Master Barakat, that you need more flexibility in movement with your arms open from your garments.
Oh, I think I'll be all right.
Very well. I bring him to a training dummy, and I say, this is what I want you to do. I want you to strike the center of the dummy 100 times.
Jeez.
And you
100?
see, oh yes, you see it. You see this little red circle on the center of it. You do that as a starting routine. With rapiers, they're a little bit out of my normal training, as you probably may guess. But the idea is still the same. You want to hold it up and stab, riposte and all of that. Consider the moves that Master Kix does, as an example, if you have observed him. I'm sure you have.
All right. I guess I'll give it a shot.
Every time you miss, I take your arms and hold your I'm putting you in the proper stance that I think would work with this, just so you can actually strike the center further.
Okay.
And we spend I guess 2 hours doing that or whatever.
Let's make a roll. Not bad. All
I'm
right.
I'm satisfied. You're hitting it more than you're missing.
Yes, it is a general improvement over the previous weapon I had, which is a banged up, slightly rusty, off balance longsword.
You wish me to discard the longsword, Master Barakat?
Do whatever you need to with it. I'm sure you discard it, repair it, whatever.
We'll figure out something with it.
And I'll hand over the longsword.
And we spend that morning doing some training with the soldiers in the barracks. So
Okay, yeah. You actually see some soldiers that you know about, and one of them actually served under you. Let me go. Let me see what his name is.
question though, is he friend or foe?
I say, yeah,
No.
the one that didn't die.
Yeah, human.
Necessarily mean anything.
The one that didn't think you abandoned everybody when you got locked into a portal for a year.
Who
Yeah.
said he was part of the party?
No, he served with you some time ago.
Oh,
His name is Aman.
was it
Aman.
during the Canyon campaign?
Was it?
Yes.
It's like, Sergeant? Is that you?
I look over and I see. Do I see insignias at all?
You see he's wearing the tabard of the city of Greyhawk, like all the guards. Right. So, the city guard and the army are sort of one and the same, basically. The watchmen of the city. The only difference is who works inside the walls and who works outside. Like, there's the hard-by Marines, which are a division of the forces of Greyhawk. Then there's the regular army, and then there's the City Watch, which works inside the walls. Right. So it's not unusual for somebody to go, bounce back. Although the hard-by Marines tend to be an elite force that are, as the name implies, work on aboard ships. And coastal patrols and the like. And
so he's not a Marine; he is a city guard.
He is city guard, part of the City Watch. Yes.
I look at him and do I recognize him? I guess would be the question.
You do. He was basically a young recruit when you met him, basically, and he's
probably much older now.
Yeah. And it's like,
I say, is that you?
It is, sir. A long time, sir.
I nod to him and I say, "It is good to see you. I see that you've found more work after the army."
Oh, I guess I'm still part of the army, just part of the City Watch now, sir.
It's noble of a cause,
and it is. Well, it pays the bill, sir. If you're in the city and you need anywhere to stay, unless you're staying in the barracks, the wife and I would love to have you, sir, for dinner.
Oh, you married her?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, congratulations.
She did wait. Doesn't happen to a lot of fellows.
I give a small smile. I say, "Congratulations! It is truly blessed."
Yeah, we have one in the way. In fact, I would be honored if you would come and bless her, so that she may have a fruitful birth. She should be due now in a couple of weeks.
I will actually do so then. Perhaps we can make arrangements for tomorrow night.
Oh yes, we can do that. I'll be free tomorrow, my day off. So if you need any help around the city or something, then I'll be more than happy to help. Yeah.
Of course, Amon. I will let you know if there's anything anything that I require. I think I'll be okay though. I am here with and I point to Bearcat with several companions of mine. We are here but for at least a few weeks. Before we head back to a barony down south.
Working with you're serving a baron now, eh?
It's a little bit more complicated than that.
Isn't it always with that nobles, eh?
It is less of a noble, more of an opportunity to do some good.
He said, "Listen to your word." He was like, well, "All right, I believe you, sir. Yes." It doesn't make any sense to him, but he's not going to question it.
In fact, if you wish, I could tell you all about it tomorrow during dinner.
No, well, you're more than welcome. I guess I have to go to the market and make sure that we got some good venison this time around. No goose for you, sir.
I pull out I don't got much silver left. I pull out like 20 of my silver. I say, please, my contribution for dinner.
Oh, no. You will not insult me that way, Sarge. Yeah, that's on me. You have been invited to dinner, and I shall provide. Otherwise, we'll grumble a little bit because I didn't, tell her in time. But that's fine. I'll take care of it. But I cannot take your coin, sir.
Fair enough.
Grave injustice.
Fair enough, Amon. I appreciate your hospitality as always.
He basically gives you his house is at the edge of the artisan's quarter, near the wall.
Oh.
So yeah, like do come in during daytime. I'll make sure that sometimes there being some ruffians in the streets. Not many in the artisan's quarters, but you never know. They're always looking for fresh. Yeah,
I understand. I believe I will be okay.
Yeah, it'd be foolish to attack you, but they don't know that, the morons. Just in case, I wouldn't want to have you suffer any indignities in my city. And he says that, with pride, right? Like he feels that. So see you tomorrow night then, sir.